The cabinet reshuffle, the reaction. We saw the new ministers and deputy ministers being sworn in a short while ago at the union buildings. Govan Whittles is there. Govan, good afternoon, all angles. Well, it's done and dusted now. The new ministers and the deputy ministers are now in office after the swearing in.
That's right, Pradan, and with me I have the new Minister of Finance, Minister Enoch Godongwana. Let's get straight into our conversation with him. Minister Godongwana, congratulations on your appointment. So you've become Finance Minister with the country's economic position the worst it's been in post-apartheid South Africa. Just tell me what your first thing is in office and what your priorities are.
Look, of course, let me put a condition to that, in the sense that I still get to go to the office and get some briefing. On the basis of that, I get a better understanding of the extent and nature of the challenges. But broadly, everyone knows in South Africa that our economy is not performing to its best. And as a result, we've got high unemployment. And that becomes, in my view, a critical challenge. How are we going to grow this economy? And that also talks to what kind of structural reforms we need to make sure that this economy grows. That's an important factor. A third element is that there are other issues which contribute to this thing. Crime is a major problem. The fourth point, in my view, would be that we need to make sure that we improve the capacity of the state to deliver on basic services. You were the head of the ANC's Economic Transformation Subcommittee, still are the head of the subcommittee on transformation. Will we now likely to see you trying to get more of those positions of the ANC passed through the Treasury? I'm asking this question in the context of the document developed by the former Finance Minister Tito Mboweni, which Labour called the Tito Manifesto, and they said they didn't agree with and criticized him for not consulting. What's your method of work going to be? Look, I bring to Treasury not new ideas. Maybe there's a difference in style. If you recall, when Tito produced what was called the Tito document, it was in August, I can't remember the year. The ANC had to discuss that document September, 30th of September, by that specific year, I can't remember now. The ANC had also adopted that document. So there's no, from an ANC perspective, something called a Tito document and an ANC document.
We saw after the announcement of your appointment, the rand lost 25 cents and then regained it, showing that the market is quite stable following your appointment. And yet South Africans still criticizing your previous tenure in government, particularly as Deputy Minister of Public Enterprises and your stint as MP. What's your response to that criticism?
Look, a deputy minister really does not take full accountability of the department. The test of my capabilities is whether will I be able to steer the ship as a Minister of Finance in these particular circumstances. I think that's where the test is going to be.
All right, thank you so much. It's the Minister of Finance, Enoch Godongwana. He also has to get to a number of other interviews. But then, there are some other ministers here. We'll try to speak to them as they become available. But initial comments from the minister there on his priority areas, and confirming now what he had penned in an opinion piece in the Business Day a few days ago, that the position and the approach of the government is not necessarily going to change, particularly regards to what the labour sector in the country had called austerity budgets during a pandemic. So he'll pick up from where Finance Minister Tito Mboweni left off, and it does appear that he's ready to hit the ground running, barring an orientation in his new department. Dan.
Govan Whittles, thank you very much for getting the incoming Finance Minister. There's some initial comments. Of course, as you said, he still has to familiarize himself with some of the issues when he gets to his office. It's only day one. August.